Information about predicted sea states is kind of readily available on sort of inshore water broadcasts and on TV weather forecasts and things, but I don't think many people are familiar with what the descriptions mean. So calm, smooth, slight, moderate and rough, etc. And I think if people had a better knowledge of those descriptions, they'd have a better idea of what the sea state might be like when they head out to sea. If you heard the description that the sea state's just slight, you might predict it fairly calm conditions. But that actually means up to 1 metre waves, which are quite significant for most paddlers. Rough can be up to as much as 4 metre high waves, which most paddlers would find very interesting. The BCU make reference to the sea states with regards their personal performance awards and their leadership awards. So I thought it would be useful if they had some kind of reference as to what that would be from a Sea Kayakers perspective. The original sea state code was the Douglas sea state scale, and it had predictions for wind generated waves and also swell predicted waves. But most people have adopted the wind-generated sea state code, and so the World Meteorological Organisation and then the Met Office refer to that scale, and that's the one that the BCU are referring to for all their awards. When you're looking for information about sea states, most of the information available, like photographs, etc., are taken from a ship's bridge on huge vessels, oil tankers and navy vessels. So the perspective you're looking at the waves from is critical when you're trying to judge the wave height. So I thought it'd be useful to have some kind of footage available that people could refer to from a sea kayaker's perspective, and in particular eye level from their sea kayak. Well, what I've done is any footage that has been filmed from my eye level, when it appears on the screen, there's an eye icon that will appear in the top left-hand corner of the screen, just so that you know where that camera angle has been from. Because often if you've got a deck-mounted camera, it can make the waves look much bigger. And I've developed a kind of rough guide for paddlers to measure wave height, sort of using their deck seam and with their armpit height, the paddle top height. And that can be useful when you're leading groups, especially because if you're going out expecting people to disappear into troughs, then your group control is much affected. All sea states are generated by wind and tide, even from either weeks ago or for quite recent winds. So coaches, if they're wanting certain conditions to train and assess people in, will often use a combination of wind and tide, or maybe wind against tide, to generate and simulate the conditions that people need to be trained and assessed in. It just means that they've got a kind of reference tool, and it also means that coaches or paddlers, when they're describing and talking about conditions to each other, they'll have a more consistent scale. I want to make it more widely available because a lot of the people that I've seen coming on 4-star trainings and assessments and even 5-star trainings and assessments aren't that familiar with the Sea State Code, and it's information that's easily available and they have access to, and it would help them make better plans and better decisions about what the conditions are going to be like on the water. I mean, I'm keen just to get it out there and get it used.
It doesn't feel like your little baby. You're not sort of like parting with something here.
And a little bit, but I think, I mean, the whole idea behind it was to distribute information and hopefully increase just people's background knowledge about the sea.